"Durk is the only thing that matters to me right now," Lil Baby said today. Allow the man to leave. When his father told him that Durk was being released on bond, this is how he responded. This was his third attempt, and his lawyers made an offer that the judge couldn't refuse.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
The prosecution dropped the evidence against Durk. As a result, release date was assigned to him. The prosecution read the evidence against Lil Durk in front of the judge at his court appearance today, declaring that they are willingly throwing everything away, according to the news. I wonder what effect this will have on the rest of his bond hearing. The song's lyrics now read, "They got an attic. Go get a location. Go look on the news and see your son screaming, 'No, no, no.'"
Search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Since they are discarding this excellent proof, but they showed it to everyone in the courtroom, including the judge, who will decide whether or not to liberate Durk before dropping it, so he will surely be thinking about it when he makes your decision. But Charleston White refused to answer at all.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
Lil Durk's lawyer would reveal the date of his release, as well as details of the prosecutor's destruction of their own case. Despite Charleston's opposition to the idea of his release,
the allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
The prosecutor's case is deteriorating, he said, because they can no longer use music against him. Nevertheless, his lawyer would now deny the charges as unfounded, asserting that Durk was merely the object of poetic proof. Even they are no longer using it.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Few days will pass before the judge decides whether to release Durk because something went wrong with Lil Durk. And let me say, they announced it. Earlier this morning, rapper Lil Durk reportedly suffered an assault in his cell block at the LA County Jail. The public is unaware of the rapper's current health situation. Prisons, however, are now likely to change. This inspired Kanye West to phone Durk to see how he was doing.
Hey man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, just taking a day at a time, just chilling and staying focused for real.
Yeah, I love the time
was from a federal prison.
I love the time we spent in Saudi, man. That was great.
Hey, look, that's all I'm talking about here. You know, the people here, they get their time, and they ain't never experienced the world. So I be telling them stories, and they be on 20.
Wow. Yeah, man. I just got off the phone with Puff. I talked to him for the first time 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes before you called me. Yeah.
Internet speculations began to spread regarding Lil Durk's whereabouts. But the fans noticed something truly strange. LOL and Quando Rondo on the same day that Lil Durk's interviews were released. Tim did 2 separate interviews, but they both expressed the same message. Some believe it to be a coincidence, while others believe the feds are using it as a ploy. To skirt investigating their role in the Lil Durk hit, it was Tiny Tim who said this.
Oh, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
The same was true for Aso Rondo, who expressed his wish that things had been...
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever like that. It could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Being incredibly friendly in an interview about Lil Durk. Despite the fact that these men would accept full responsibility for the fate of their brother. Lil Pap, if they had the opportunity to meet Durk. Durk's lawyers would now raise this issue in court, hoping it would contribute to his placement under home arrest as the judge would render his decision a few days later. Lil Durk would be shown on the news entering the courthouse. The officials said Lil Durk would need to file for bankruptcy and give up everything he owned in order to be granted.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
If you think Durk was denied a bond because he's so rich, then you know nothing about the case, was the tweet that went viral. The reason Durk's lawyers are hiding the fact that D's brother literally just found everything out is to surprise them. This explains the prosecution's decision to substitute new evidence from DDD's younger brother for the lyrical evidence brought against Durk. The folders of evidence that I found are really concerning. The fact that it was so concerning was put together. The additional footage from the body cam that shows Ted begging Durk and F members to come forward has changed the case. It took Durk's lawyers a long time to file the necessary paperwork for their bond request. Lil Ted is also known as the younger brother of DDD. Here's Durk's main man. If he has any street-related tasks, he goes to DD. Therefore, when the police picked Lil Ted up from a nearby convenience store,
Really? Dude had a... What about that? A man had a... with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
at this same time, Ted was brought to the police station. But before he had even stepped inside, he began to cry. He even promised the police, quote, "I swear I'll tell y'all about the passings." but it was already too late for him. In an effort to
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
While being placed in the waiting cell, Lil Ted was seen crying excessively. He only wished to escape from prison by snitching on every teammate he knew had committed serious crime.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 777? What you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you, all right? We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus from prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get the.
The really interesting part of the situation begins at this point. DDD is his older brother. Hence, they share the same last name. The fact that someone had snipped using their family's last name in court records made everyone believe he was DDGOTF. Boo had to go live on Instagram to correct the information, since the internet was going crazy over him being Lil Durk's best friend.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all done threw the jam rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on, for real. On my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
This is when many fans started to peruse the documents. DJ Academic's discussion of Vanye's alleged snitching.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out that his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von's cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
Nevertheless, Lil Durk has one more chance to be released from prison in spite of everything. Researchers would ask if Durk's lawyer would agree to a plea deal. No, Drew answers, we're going all the way.
Likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen, like, this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They're putting in the effort for one reason. Durk's lawyers have been employing this strategy to win the lawsuit, arguing that everything Durk does musically and online is an expression of his.
First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment, has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is